Broadcasting live worldwide.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of Have Faith, Let It Begin. It's special only because we have to do something extra special, because unfortunately we don't have our co-host, Dr. Eanelli. He's not here today. He's still on much needed time off, and I have to figure out a way to make this episode just blow out of the water, because how do you replace a Dr. Eanelli on a Monday? It's impossible. Well, there is one way we can do it. And I know what we can do. Folks, you've asked for it, you've wanted it, and it's gonna happen. Today is a crazy date story, and it starts right now. Have Faith, Let It Begin, Monday edition. Let's go.
Welcome to Have Faith. Let it begin. Here's your host, Angel Santana.
Ariel, can you say have faith?
Again.
Let it begin?
Again.
Say have faith.
Again.
Let it begin.
No.
No? Okay.
It's a boy.
Hi, Noah.
Noah!
Oh,
Jesus.
Happy birthday, Noah!
Caitlin,
You did amazing.
you just put those back on.
Noah. Happy Monday, everyone. We are live, and it's here for Have Faith, Let It Begin. Dr. Eanelli, we miss you. Get back soon. We cannot wait to have you. Folks, I'm not going to make you wait any longer. You've waited for a crazy date story. Let's go. This one is called The Wingman. Well, as many of you know, we have our crazy date stories. By the way, go to our website, havefaithletitbegin.com. At the very top, crazy date stories. They're in chronological order. Enjoy it. Folks, I, at this point in my life, this is during my 20s, if you're new to our show, got really, really tired of dating. And I swore off dating for a while. And even when I had opportunities, I said, nope, not doing it. Sorry, nope, thanks, no thanks, but no thanks. Well, one day, this gentleman, who I just became friends with, this is when I was living in Rhode Island, sat up to me and said, look, man, I need a favor. And I said, what do you need? He goes, well, I got a date tonight. And I said, well, if you're looking for advice, don't ask me. I'm not the greatest. He goes, oh, no, I knew that. I'm like, oh, thanks. He goes, no, listen, this is what I want you to do. The girl that I'm going to go on a date with, I really like her. I've actually met up with her a couple times, but every time I go out with her, she always brings her friend. And she said that, she would not go on a date with me, on a formal date unless we found a friend for her friend. And I said, look, man, I am not about to try to do that. I've done this many times, but I am not. And he's like, look, man, the girl just wants somebody to be there with her. It's her roommate. She's new to this area. You're new to the area. I think you guys would have a lot in common. I'm not asking you to marry the girl. I just want you to come out with us. You definitely can break the ice. And I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? If you think about it, there's really no harm here. It's not like I'm going out on a date. I'm just filling in a role or a spot so that the other guy can have a date. So I said, you know what? I'm not doing anything anyway. Let me do it. So we went out, and we get to the actual restaurant, and I meet his date, and we're gonna change names here because we here we don't like to give out people's real names. So I met my friend Dan, and my friend Dan's date's name was Shannon. Shannon leaned over and she said, listen, I'd like you to meet Marilyn. And I said, Marilyn, how are you? And she said, I'm good. And Marilyn, actually greeted me with a hug, which I was not prepared for. And we sat down and we started all talking. And at one point, Marilyn and I started to kind of click real quick because we were new to the area. And we could see that, Dan and Shannon were into themselves as far as, preparing their moments. So we decided to split off of them. And there was nobody really in the restaurant, so we asked for 2 separate tables to give them their privacy. What we didn't realize was we would actually have the greatest time. And Marilyn and I just literally became fun times at the restaurant. So much fun that my friend Dan started getting upset because his date wasn't going so well. So when the girls excused themselves to use the lavatory, he walked up to me. He says, look, man, you're making me look bad. I says, what did I do? He says, well, you guys are over there having fun and laughing, and I can't even get my date to laugh. So why don't you come back over, and I really want you to, to kind of like get the mood going. I go, listen, man, I'm not here on a date. I'm here hanging out to fulfill this role so that you can have your date. I says, you gotta spice things up and have fun. Tell a joke, say something. So I felt bad for him because I felt like at that point I had switched roles. Here I am, the guy that's usually dealing with the most crazy date stories. Yet, here's my friend Dan at the time. It looks like it's me. I'm looking in the mirror. So we decided to join together and the tables, and I got the moment going. I had everybody laughing, and we're sitting there having a good time. Everything is doing really well. And at one point, Dan decides to excuse himself. And, I think guys don't go to the bathrooms in packs. Women do, but we don't, at least to my knowledge. So he goes, and my food had just arrived, and he went, and everybody just starts eating, and I didn't eat. And the girls are like, why aren't you eating? I'm like, well, Dan's not here. And they're like, come on. I'm like, sorry. We start eating. And at one point, Marilyn excused herself to the restroom again. And it was just Shannon and myself, Dan's date. And we're sitting there, and Shannon says, you are so funny. I think my friend Marilyn really likes you. Do you think you'd be interested in her? And I'm like, well, honestly, I didn't even think about it. I'm only here as a wingman. I said, to be very honest with you. So I said, but she's cool. I'd hang out with her again. And she's like, do you like me? And I go, yeah, you're cool. And she's like, I said, well, do you like Dan? And she's like, well, I'm not talking about Dan. And I said, okay. Well, I'm just asking, do you like Dan? How things are going with you guys? And she's like, well, let's talk about you and me. And I said, I don't understand. She's like, well, the thing is that I don't know if you remember me, but I was there the night of this big party. I go, that's right. Yeah, we met each other that night. It's the night when Dan brought you out for the first time. She's like, yeah. She says, well, I really liked you that night, and I didn't know what your name was. I didn't know who you were, but I've been going on these double dates with Dan, with all his buddies, and each time he'd bring the guy, it wasn't the guy that I wanted to see. But I finally found out your name was Angel, and I was excited, and here we are. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm so confused. You've been looking for me the whole time you've been dating Dan? And she's like, yeah. I go, well, Dan told me this was your second date. No, we've been on like 4 or 5 dates already. I'm like, okay. I said, so you're not here for him, you're here for me? And she's like, yeah. I go, whoa, we're not going to go that route. I was like, no. This is really crazy times. What I didn't realize was, as I'm talking to her, Dan was actually almost like literally around the corner. You see, the way the restaurant was designed, he was standing at the bar ordering drinks. He could hear our conversation. So when Dan came back, he asked me to meet him, outside, because he wanted to go smoke a cigarette. I'm not a smoker, but he was. And we went outside, and he said, are you moving in on my girl? I said, absolutely not, man. I was like, let me tell you what happened. So I explained to him what was going on. And, Dan pushed me in the parking lot and threatened to deck me and didn't believe me and walked away. Mind you, what I didn't let you all know was Dan drove us there. So when I went back into the restaurant, not only did Dan stiff us on the bill, but Dan ultimately stiffed us on our ride home. So we were about 15 minutes away from my house, and which was the closest way because they live 30 minutes away. So I called one of my friends, my other friends, and they came to pick me up. When he came to pick me up, he came in. Dan's food had just arrived. So we gave my friend Jay his food. We all sat down and had the greatest time. And little by little, Shannon started to like Jay. And they started to date. And eventually, Marilyn and I started to date. So the coolest thing about all this was that Dan set up a double date while trying to bring his date to light. That is insane. Unfortunately, you're waiting for a crazy scenario. Marilyn eventually broke up with me. I dated her for about 2 weeks. She broke up with me on a ride at Kentucky Kingdom. She drove all the way from Massachusetts to Kentucky Kingdom when I was there, which is otherwise known as Six Flags, to break up with me on a ride. Yeah, that was definitely not fun. Chip, if you're listening, you know exactly what's happening. So that would be one of my tamer crazy date stories. And there's a message here. There's got to be a message. There's got to be a message, right, guys? You got to know who your real friends are. And despite what Dan did to me, I still forgive him. We never spoke again. But one of the things that's important to realize is that, you shouldn't use people. You really should, and you should trust in your friends. Yes, we're not perfect. We've all made mistakes, and some friends will come and go. But one thing that you should understand is that I don't think anybody's true intentions are to hurt others, at least at first. But what we all should realize is that red flags will come up, and when they do, you know who your real friends are. To this day, I'm friends with Shannon. I'm friends with Marilyn. Not friends with Dan. I'm actually not friends with Jay, and we'll leave that on a to be continued. But one thing that I like to point out is when you're going out into the world of dating in this crazy world we live in now, understand that patience is important, trusting in yourself, and being who you are and being yourself to others will only make things a lot easier. For a crazy date story on a Monday, June 20th, this is Angel. I hope you had a good time, and we'll do another crazy date story very soon. May God bless you. May God be with you. May shine his light upon you and grant each and every single one of you peace on earth. I hope I did justice to my co-host, Dr. Tom E. I can't wait to see you. He'll be back next Monday, and I'll talk to all of you tomorrow. Have faith. Let it begin. God, I got so many other crazy date stories to tell. Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel. We're done with another show. And it's always great to have this show with you, my love. We're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. That's right, you and I are going to help change the world. Do you think that you can do that for me? Huh? Yeah, you know you can. She does. We want to let you know, and yes, we encourage you to listen to our show each and every weekday, and it's going to be live at 7:30. Make sure you're subscribed to our show. Make sure you get ready, fasten those seatbelts, because Ariel and I and my family are going to bring you a new topic, a new story each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day.